get our rice going here, and what I've got here is I'm using basmati rice. Basmati is a really good all-purpose long grain rice. You don't have to really stock 2 or 3 or 4 different kinds of rice in your pantry. Basmati works really well, and it doesn't hurt at all. That my wife really likes it. So what I've got here in my pan is I've got a cup of long grain basmati rice. I've got a cup of vegetable stock. You can use chicken stock. Of course, as you know by now, my wife's a vegetarian, so we've got a cup of vegetarian stock, a cup of water. General rule with most rices is 2 to 1. So we've got, again, a cup of rice, 2 cups of liquid. Just to give it some additional richness, I've got a couple tablespoons of butter here. And since we are going with a little bit of a Greek theme in our dishes here tonight, we've got lemon and smoked paprika again. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get my liquids in here. Have my stock, water, go ahead and dump our butter in. I'm probably going to put, just kind of eyeball it here with my paprika, I'm probably going to put about half a teaspoon or so. And I'm going to give this a good stir before we put it on the heat. I really smell that smokiness from that paprika. What I'm going to do here with my lemon is I'm going to zest it first. That's going to give it additional richness, additional flavor. What I've got here is a microplane grater. You've probably seen these around quite a bit. I'm going to probably zest about half of this lemon. It's a good sized lemon. It's not real huge, but I'd call this a large lemon. So I've got probably a good, creeping up on a tablespoon of zest. And again, of course, with our lemon here, the rule is you never want to go in and get the white, because that pith of the lemon is very bitter, and it's really going to detract from your dish if you get too much of that in there. So I've got about, like I said, probably about a tablespoon there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to scrape it on the back here and dump that right in the water. Of course, we're not going to stop with just the zest there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this lemon, give it a little bit of roll, of course, to loosen it up, loosen the juice. Cut this in half, and you could do this, with your hand to keep the seeds out of it. But what I like to do is I have one of these little tea strainers here, just to catch anything, and I'm putting in a good 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. What's nice about using fresh here, of course, we have access to the zest, and you don't have to worry about any added sugar or acid throwing your dish off if you use something out of the refrigerator. So what we got there is everything ready to go. I'm going to take this over to the stove. I'm going to go ahead and put this on medium. I'm going to grab myself just something to stir here with, because I want to make sure that I get that zest and that paprika all incorporated, and as the temperature comes up, that butter is going to melt. So I'm going to stir it again, and like most rices, what we're going to do is once it comes up to a boil, we're going to turn it down to low, put a lid on it. I'm going to check it at about 10-12 minutes. With the 2 cups of liquid in here, with a little bit of extra lemon juice, it's probably going to take just a little bit longer, but we don't want it to burn, so we do want to keep an eye on it. Key with rice, you don't want to keep putting a lid on it, pulling it off, on and off. You really want that steam to be trapped in there, and that's what's really cooking your rice. So once this comes up, we'll give it a stir, and we'll give it a good 10-12 minutes, and then we'll check it. All right, so I've pulled my rice off the stove here, and we're going to give it a good stir. And yeah, that's nice and moist. What's nice about not using or not cooking over real high heat and having enough liquid in there is you don't run into that problem where you have a lot of burnt rice stuck to the bottom of your pan. So here, from the smoked paprika we used in there, it's got a kind of an interesting red tinge to it, and the aroma coming off of the rice from the lemon zest and the lemon juice we used in there is really nice. It's really a nice smell, and it's nice that we don't just have a plain white rice. It's something a little bit different, and you saw how easy it was. It's something that took really no additional time at all, and it's going to give your guests something a little bit different to have with your Greek food. So I think we're going to enjoy this together a lot. Hope you enjoyed the recipes. Hope you enjoyed your time with us. Yamas, enjoy.